The costumes, the scenery, the makeup, the props, the audience that lifts you when you're down. The headaches, the heartaches, the backaches, the flops, the sheriff who escorts you out of town. The opening when your heart beats like a drum. The closing when the customers don't come. Well, thank heavens you showed up this evening. Otherwise, I'd be up here doing this whole thing for my own amazement. But I believe if you have the opportunity in life to do what you want to do, you are one of the chosen people. And I certainly must be one of the chosen ones because I am doing exactly what I want to be doing. Traveling through the country can be thrilling. Standing out in front on opening night. Smiling as you watch the theater filling. And see your billing up there in lights. Billing. In my first show, I had better billing in the telephone directory. Stood out front opening night, not one name in the whole marquee. But that's where my career began, way back in 1900 and around about that time, I suppose. And right here in jolly old London, in a lovely theater called Drury Lane. And the show started with a lovely little song that went like this. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going. My chicks and ducks and geese better scurry when I take you out in the Surrey. When I take you out in the Surrey with a fringe on top. Watch that fringe and see how it flutters when I drive them high-stepping strutters. Nosy folks will peek through the shutters and their eyes will pop. The wheels are yellow, the upholstery's brown, the dashboard's genuine leather. With eyes and glass curtains, you can roll right down in case of the change of the weather. Two bright side lights winking and blinking, ain't no finer rig, I'm a-thinking. You can keep your rig if you're thinking it'd care to swap for that shiny little Surrey with a fringe on the... The home where the wind comes sweeping down the plain, and the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. Oh, the home every night, my honey lamb and I sit alone and talk and watch a hawk making lazy circles in the sky. We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. And when we say we're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma. And that is where Hollywood found me. Yeah. Thank you. That's right, way over here in jolly old London. And everybody in Hollywood, including L.B. Mayer, who was the head of MGM Studios in those days, thought I was English. And they cast me right off in an English classic, The Forsyte Saga Story, opposite Miss Greer Garson. I was to be the new young Walter Pigeon. Now, I have been playing Oklahoma for 3 straight years, 8 times a week. And I want to tell you, I didn't sound like no Walter Pigeon. Maybe a little bit like Walter Brennan, but not Walter Pigeon. And I went to see Mr. Mayer, and I said, Mr. Mayer, somehow I feel that you have made a mistake in casting me in this here kind of a part, sir. And he looked at me, put his uppers back in place, and he said, young man, somehow I did make a mistake. So I was booted out of the high English society into a wild western with a beautiful gal that packed a gun. And she pointed that thing at me, and I said, now, wait a minute. The girl that I married will and as pink as a nursery, the girl I call my own will wear satins and laces and smell of cologne. Her nails will be polished, and in her hair she'll wear a gardenia, and I'll be there still a flitting. I'll be sitting next to her, and she'll purr like a kitten. A doll I can carry, the girl that I marry must be. And you know, in those days, when you were under contract to a big studio like MGM, they had the most fantastic publicity department. And they would put out stories on you and paint you so lily white. I tell you, movie stars in those days did not visit the loo. You just stood there and held on and hoped. And they made out like nobody in Hollywood ever drank. You go to a party someplace, having a good time, have a drink in your hand, one photographer show up, and they take the drink right away from you. That's how they killed poor old W.C. Fields. They sent him to a tea party one afternoon, and one shot of that straight stuff, it did him in. He just couldn't take it. And they put you in all kinds of pictures, one right after the other. But no matter what picture they put you into, it always seemed that they'd come up with a nice old song for you to sing. Oh, sweet Rosemary, it's easy to see why all who learn to know you love you. You're gentle and kind, divinely designed, as graceful as the pines above you. There's an angel's breath beneath your sigh. There's a little devil in your eye. Oh, Rosemary, I love you. I'm always dreaming of you. No matter what I do, I can't forget you. Sometimes I wish that I had never met you. And yet, if I should lose you, would mean my very life to me. Of all the queens that ever ruled, I'd choose you to rule me, my But there was one picture they put me into. I tell you, it was like a big, happy family. 7 brides for 7 brothers. Yeah. We were known as the Pontopees, meanest bunch of redheads in the whole Oregon territory. There were 7 of us: Adam, Benjamin, Dale, Caleb, Daniel, Ethan, Frankincense, and Gideon. And with names like that and red hair, you had to be mean, you know. And my leading lady in that picture, little Janie Powell. She stands, about 4'10", weighs about 90 pounds, wringing wet. I want to tell you, that's the cutest little gal you ever laid your eyes on. First day I saw her, I just started to water at the mouth, and I started chomping. And I chomped at her all day long. Chomp, 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 chomp. Hey there, Jenny girl, where you going? Come back here. I want to talk to you. Hey! She looked like a little old French poodle trying to get away from an old hound dog, you know? I just kept after her. Bless your beautiful hide, wherever you may be. We ain't met yet, but I'm willing to bet you're the gal for me. Bless your beautiful hide. You're just as good as lost. I don't know your name, but I'm mistaking my claim, lest your eyes is crossed. Oh, I'd swap my gun and I'd swap my mule, though whoever took it would be one big fool. And pay your way through cooking school if and you would say I do. Bless your beautiful hide, prepare to bend your knee, and take that vow, 'cause I'm a-telling you now, you're the gal for me. Pretty and trim, not too slim, heavenly eyes, just the right size, simple and sweet, oh, sassy as can be. Oh, bless your beautiful hide, wherever you may be. We ain't met yet, but I'm willing to bet you're the gal for me. Yes, you're the gal for me. I notice we have a few cameras in the house tonight, and I want to warn you that I am fast approaching the age of premature senility, and I will need all my facilities to get through this show tonight. So if you want to take some pictures, just take them right now and let's get it all over with, okay? And then we'll put them away. Yeah, because it really disturbs an audience too, I think, you know? Oh my gosh, they're all over the place. What a lot of wasted film tonight, boy, I tell you. Would you like to have my good side? Just a second, I'll get it. So you can't hide anywhere anymore. All right, we about had it? Okay. Now let's put them away, or I'm going to have JR come in here and handle all of you. Now, if you're expecting to hear anything great on this thing, like Glenn Campbell or Roy Clark or John Williams, forget it. Because I am not a virtuoso on this instrument, as you're about to find out. There's a funny little story about how I got it. I was traveling back in the States in a play called Plaza Suite, and I just finished in Philadelphia. And I'd packed up, all done, just started out of my room, and the phone rang. And I picked it up and I said, yeah. And a voice said, Horde. I said, what? He said, is this Howard Keel? I said, you mean Howard Keel? That's what I said, Howard Keel. I said, yeah, I guess that's me. He said, well, no, you don't know me, he said, but my name is Cowboy Clements. And I'm sitting down here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I want to tell you, I want to see one of your moving picture shows the other night, and you could be a good country western singer, boy. I said, well, I haven't thought much about it. He said, well, it's about time for you to start thinking about that now. He said, you get on your little old horse and come on down here to Nashville, and we'll just learn you a few things, boy. Well, this guy was so funny and charming on the phone. I said, why not? I had some time to spend, so I hopped in the plane and went to Nashville. Got up the next morning, phone rang. The boy said, Horde! I said, Cowboy, where are you? He said, I'm sitting down here in my car in front of the hotel. I said, what kind is it? He says, don't worry about that. Just the biggest one down here. So I went down there, and sure enough, here's a big old black Cadillac limousine. Door opens, guy gets out with a cowboy hat. Horde! I said, Cowboy, yeah, how are you? And it says, come on, get in here. He took me up to his place, and I tell you, he brought out a catalog of country western songs, I mean, that thick. Wonderful writer of country western songs. And I stayed down there for, 3-4 days, and we became good friends. And I had a birthday while I was down there, and he gave me a brand new Gibson guitar worth about $400 or $500 for my birthday. And I got so damned angry with him. I said, Cowboy, what the hell are you doing? I said, I can't play a guitar, and I don't have to learn. He said, that's a very expensive instrument. He said, don't worry about that, Horde. I said, no. That's cost a lot of money now, and I don't want to have to fiddle around with it.
He says, now, Horde, you just listen to me, will you? He says, we are going to give you a few simple little exercises, and in no time at all, you're going to be picking that thing like an old pea picker with a little bit of practicing, that's all. He says, but go over there in the back room and close the door because we don't want to listen to you. So I did. I went over and I practiced for about an hour, I guess, and I'll tell you, my fingers were so sore, my ego was all bent out of shape. And I put it down, I spotted a newspaper. I thought, well, maybe I can improve my mind that way, you know. And I picked up the paper and I came across an article about Andre Segovia, the famous Spanish guitarist. And it said that he had just become the father of a brand new spanking baby boy at the age of 78. So I'm going to keep right on practicing. I may not learn very much, but I'm going to practice. Lovely song, written by a group called Bread, and I'll see if I can get through it. If a picture paints 1,000 words, then why can't I paint you? The words could never show the you I've come to know. If a face could launch 1,000 ships, then where am I to go? There's no one home but you. You're all that's left me to. And when my love for life is running dry, you come on me. If a man could be two places at one time, I'd be with you tomorrow and today, beside you all the way. If the world should stop revolving, spinning slowly down to die, I'd spend the end with you. And when the world was through, then one by one the stars will all fade out. Then you and I will simply fly there be two happy as we? The music of Jerome Kern, the lyrics of Oscar Hammerstein, and that wonderful old musical Showboat. I'd be remiss if I didn't sing a couple of songs from that. And I'll never forget the first day on the picture, out on the back lot at MGM, walking along the old levee and coming upon the old Showboat. And up there on top stood one of the most beautiful young ladies I ever laid eyes on, Catherine Grayson. All I could do was to stand there and try to sing. We could make believe I love you, only make believe that you love me.
Others find peace of mind in pretending. Couldn't you, couldn't I, couldn't we make believe our lips are blending in a phantom kiss or two or three? Might as well make believe I love you. For to tell the truth, you are love here in my arms where you belong, and here you will stay. I'll not let you away. I want day after day with you. You are spring, but of romance unfurled. You taught me to see one truth forever true. Thank you very much. I've been coming back to this country a lot in the past 2 years, and in the early 70s, I got married again to a lovely young gal, and we now have a little 10-year-old girl. We've been married 15 years in December, and great people. And in the 70s, there was a song that came out about the time I was playing the Palladium. And so I just decided I was going to do it because it kind of explains how I feel about my Jude. Where do I begin to tell the story of how great a love can be? The sweet love story that is older than the sea. The simple truth about the love she brings to me. Where do I start? With her first hello, she gave a meaning to this empty world of mine. There'd never be another love, another time. She came into my life and made the living fine. She fills my heart. She fills my heart with very special things, with angel songs and wild imaginings. She fills my soul with so much love that anywhere I go, I'm never lonely with her alone. Who could be lonely? I reach for her hand. It's always there. How long will it last? Can love be measured by the hours in a day? I have no answers now, but this much I can say. I know I'll need her till the stars all fade away. She is my soul. Back in the States, one of my favorite musicals to tour in is Man of La Mancha, which, as you know, is the story of a Spanish gentleman by the name of Alonso Quijano, a country squire, no longer young, bony, hollow-faced, eyes that burn with the fire of inner vision. And being retired, he had much time for books. He studied them from morn till night, and oftentimes through the night as well. And all he read oppressed him, filled him with indignation at man's murderous ways towards man. He broods and broods and broods, and finally, from so much brooding, his brains dry up. He lays down the melancholy burden of sanity and conceives the strangest project ever imagined: to become a knight errant and sally forth into the world to right all wrongs. No longer shall he be known as plain Alonso Quijano, but a dauntless knight known as Don Quixote de la Mancha. Hear me now, thou bleak and unbearable world. Thou art base and debauched as can be, and a knight with his banners are bravely unfurled now hurls down his gauntlet to thee. I am Don Quixote, the Lord of La Mancha. My destiny calls, and I go, and the wild winds of fortune will carry me onward, oh, whithersoever they blow. And on his quest, he meets a hard-hearted wench, but in his eyes, she is the most beautiful and virtuous woman in the whole world. And he sings to her, I have dreamed thee too long, never seen thee or touched thee, but known thee with all of my heart. Half a prayer, half a song, thou hast always been with me, though we have been always apart. Dulcinea, Dulcinea, I see heaven when I see thee, Dulcinea, and thy name is like a prayer an angel whispers, Dulcinea. And having found his lady, he tries to explain to her what it means to him to become a knight, to call nothing thine own except thy soul, to love not what thou art, but only what thou may become. For it matters not whether I win or lose, only that I follow the quest, to dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to to try when your arms are weary to reach the unreachable store. This is my quest to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for the heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and cold when I'm laid to my rest, and the world will be better for this, that one man scorned and covered with scars still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star. I've been so many places in my life and time. I've sung a lot of songs, I've made some bad rhymes. I've acted out my life on stages with thousands of people watching. But we're alone now, and I'm singing this song to you. Yesterday, when I was young, the taste of life was sweet as rain upon my tongue. I teased at life as though it were a foolish game, the way the evening breeze may tease a candle flame. The thousand dreams I dreamed, the splendid things I planned, I always built to last on weak and shifting sand. I lived by night and shunned the naked light of day, and only now I see how the years have ran away. Yesterday, when I was young, so many happy songs were waiting to be sung. So many wayward pleasures lay in store for me, and so much pain my dazzled eyes refused to see. I ran so fast that time, and youth at last ran out. I didn't stop to think what life was all about, and every conversation I can now recall concerned itself with me and nothing else at all. Yesterday, when I was born young, when I was young, we had an old New England poet over in the States by the name of Robert Frost. And when he reached the age of 50, he wrote a poem entitled What 50 Said. And now that I've reached that age and past it somewhat, I feel so inclined to elucidate what old Robert had to say. And what he said was this: when I was young, my teachers were the old. I gave up fire for mold till I was cold. I suffered like a metal being cast. I went to school to age, to learn the past. Now, I am old. My teachers are the young.
What can't be molded must be cracked and sprung. I strain at lessons fit to start a suture. I go to school to youth to learn the future. And now, as I approach the prime of my life, I find I have the time of my life, learning to enjoy at my leisure all the simple pleasures, and so I happily concede. This is all I ask. This is all I need. Beautiful girls, walk a little slower when you walk by me. Heavenly sunsets, stay a little longer with a lonely sea. Children everywhere, when you shoot at bad men, shoot at me. Take me to that strange enchanted land. Grown-ups seldom understand. Wandering rainbows leave a little color for my heart to hold. Stars in the skies make my wish come true before the night has flown, and let the music play as long as there's a song to sing. And I will stay younger. I will stay